Bad dream? Here. I've been thinking a lot about death. Did you start before you got here? Because I'm obligated to cut you off. I'm serious. Okay, what about death? Nothing specific, just the end.
Is this your nightmare?
No. Sometimes I'll lie in the dark with the quiet all around and wonder just how far that darkness goes. It must be eternal, right? But what does eternal really mean? And will I have the faculties to comprehend that, or will I just transition to nothingness before the realization can even germinate? All right, you're starting to freak me out. Should I call someone? What? No, nothing like that. Just an idle curiosity. Still not convinced. Let's say this liquid is self-aware. It understands its current state inside the glass. But then I drink it. It becomes something else, something changed. It moves on to a new reality outside the glass, but does it comprehend the difference? You're asking if your drink knows if it's been drunk. Just rhetorically pondering. I think you think too much. Maybe it's enough to just be here now, in this moment. Not thinking about what comes next or worrying about what you can't change or what might change you. Just be you. Whoever that is. I'm always... Last call! Game. On we go. Why is the rum gone?
Distilled is a card-based resource management and set collection game released in 2023 and designed by Dave Beck with art by Eric Evanson. The goal is to craft and sell the finest spirits to gain the most victory points. That's fermented spirits, of course, not former human spirits. Although, a game about making and selling ghosts would be interesting. Maybe they have their own Etsy shop, and this is not the point. Focus. To set up, place the shelf board in the middle of the table with the basic market board nearby and the corresponding cards face up on it in separate stacks. Shuffle the 3 premium market decks, revealing the top 4 cards from each into a row with the truck board to the right of those rows. Shuffle the flavor cards and place that deck and the face-up alcohol cards next to the shelf board. Select a tasting flight for the game. Let's start with A, and give a copy of that card to each player. Place the matching spirit labels noted on the flight card in stacks on the shelf board with 1 label of each per player and then 2 labels of each per player for moonshine and vodka. Place random spirit awards equal to 1 plus the number of players face up on the table. Each player chooses an available color and takes the matching distillery board and score modifier, along with 1 metal barrel card, 1 glass bottle card, a recipe clipboard, and 3 distillery goal cards. They place the barrel and bottle on their distillery board and the flight card on the clipboard. Finally, they receive 2 random distiller identities and choose 1 to keep, taking the listed ingredients, starting money, and signature recipe label. Place the recipe cubes and money within reach of all players. Whoever last visited a distillery takes the first player token. In Distilled, each player has inherited their own distillery, what an odd coincidence, and find themselves entering a crowded marketplace. They must compete for resources, recipes, upgrades, and even fancy bottles, in their quest to become the greatest distiller in the land. It's good to have dreams. The game is played over 7 rounds, which consist of 4 phases each: market, distill, sell, and age. At the start of the round, any start of round powers are resolved in clockwise order from the first player, and then you're off to market. Again, in turn order, each player may purchase either 1 card from the market or 1 recipe cube from the supply. Cards can come from either the basic market or the premium market, with their costs in the bottom right corner. The cards include ingredients necessary for the spirits, barrels used for distilling and aging those spirits, bottles used for selling them, as well as upgrades to the distillery itself, which have a variety of effects. Recipe cubes are needed before any non-moonshine or vodka recipes can be crafted and cost 2, 4, or 6 money for the bronze, silver, or gold cube, respectively. If a player has no money or chooses not to buy anything, they may pass and are done for the phase. Once all players have passed, the distill phase begins, and players choose ingredient cards from their pantry, placing them into the matching slots of yeast, sugars, and water in the washback section on the left side of their distillery board. They then add 1 alcohol card for each sugar they included. All of the cards in the washback are shuffled together into the face-down spirit stack, and then the top and bottom cards from the stack are removed. Whatever remains in the spirit stack, combined with the appropriate barrel, allows the player to claim one of the available spirit labels based on the remaining sugars. Next comes the sell phase, where distilled and/or aged spirits can be sold in player order for both money and points. The total for both comes from all of the cards in the spirit stack after combining them with a bottle card, and the bottle card is kept in that player's bottle collection. Finally, any spirits with an age icon in their recipe can be aged up until the next round, adding flavor cards and increasing their value. At the end of the round, players claim any spirit awards they qualify for, the round marker is advanced, and the first player token is passed clockwise. At the end of the 7th round, the game ends and players earn points from the distillery gold cards, any spirits still aging, bottle collections, distillery upgrades, and remaining money. The player with the most points wins, with ties broken by most money. Slancha! I am not doing that bit again. I promise. You know the one. I'd tell you which one, but then I'd be doing it? Or is this the bit? How can I write these and still get so lost in them? Back to topic at hand, there's a sneaky mechanic here central to the distill phase that I did not mention up front, and that is push your luck. The only way to guarantee a specific spirit when 2 of the spirit cards in the stack are binned at random is to add more of that necessary sugar than you are required. Otherwise, you could end up shortchanged and crafting a moonshine for the 4th round in a row. I want to produce a kashasha, which requires plant sugar, so I stacked the odds by putting in 3, and then, I wound up with 2 anyway. I have always been more of a rum person. Oh no, not the bit. Anyway, I'm always game.
Oh, hi there. Yeah, I know. This one had less jokes in it than usual. We're looking into it. But the next one's about pirates, so, yar.